Usually, when I'm in the car, I have the sweet sounds of Classic FM. But today, that's not the case. Today, guys, even though you're on dash cam, today is mine and Carrie's annual girls trip, basically. I am on my way to pick up Her Majesty, Miss Carrie Grayson, from her house, and we are driving down to the Grove, and we are heading there with Esper, and we've got some treatments booked in, but we also have our girls' night out where we go back to where I live, where I used to live, where I grew up, and we just go and explore some of the bars that they have on offer. Basically, we're heading there as our girls' night out, girls' trip. We do this usually annually. We didn't do it last year, obviously, because of COVID. I don't think we did it last year. I think Ali and I went to the Grove instead. But we are heading there. My suitcase is packed, and it should just be a very, very lovely overnight trip to one of my favorite hotels. It's like one of those really kind of like luxurious hotels, but the spa is really lovely. Obviously they do incredible spa treatments, and you know I'm a huge fan. And so we are heading down for the evening. So I'm gonna pick her up and get on our merry way. We're always on our merry way somewhere at the moment. We have arrived at the Grove. That is Her Royal Highness herself in the background. Giving the royal wave. Absolutely. We are both in dressing gowns. We've actually been here for ages, adjusting to our new environment. We are staying in an area of the Grove that I've never stayed in before. And it seems like that it's very, very busy here at the moment. They've got a golf conference, which I would love to know what happens at a golf conference. Like, genuinely, I'd love to know, like, what do you conference about?
Well, I gave you the answer to that one, Millen.
What?
You learn how to pick your bogeys and fly your birdies. And I'm leaving now.
Exit stage right. Yeah, no, there's a golf conference on, and I think that there's a very, very large wedding as well. And so it's a lot busier than I've ever experienced it. But to be fair, like, all of the room service and stuff like that has come really, really efficiently. So I'm not mad about it. But we are one bowl of chips each deep, and we've made ourselves some lovely spritzers. And I would honestly say this is something that Carrie's got me into recently, which I would probably say that old Carrie would say that putting tonic water in her wine would be sacrilege. But we are now drinking mainly spritzers because it means that we can enjoy more glasses of wine in our old age and not get absolutely embarrassing. Is it raining?
What? Oh, my hair is not.
Is it raining?
My hair is...
No, it's not. It's not. It's my eyes.
Owie.
No, it's not raining.
No,
It's not raining. Panic over. Sorry, I thought it was raining. You know when your eyes go a little bit fuzzy and it looks like you can see the droplets falling?
This is where Millen's like, we can enjoy more glasses of wine, but I'll still get just as drunk as pretend crazy.
Yes, so I've forgotten what we were talking about, but basically we've come to the Grove, and this is like our annual girls trip where we come away and we go and have an evening out, and then the next day we have lots of like treatments and stuff like that. We've actually got a massage tomorrow about 3 o'clock, so it's quite late in the day, but it means that we'll just kind of be like lulling off to sleep, so it should be really nice. We don't actually know where to go this evening, and I am about to take off my makeup and reapply it, and then I'm going to do Carrie's makeup as well because she's making me do her makeup, and that is basically what we have been doing. We have had did we have 2 power cuts, or have we established that it's motion sensitive?
Well, I think I'm light sensitive, so if the lights are motion sensitive, then I'm here for it.
I think we had 2 power cuts. I'm not sure. Wouldn't surprise me with the amount of people that are here. I'm gonna go and wash my face. Carrie is washing. Are you washing yours now?
Yeah, I'm taking the makeup off.
Oh, fabulous. So yeah, we're coming back to Grotty Watty, as Carrie calls it, but it's my hometown and where I grew up. So, although the only thing that upsets me is that we're not able to go and do our usual shop at the end because the end isn't there anymore. It's the end of the end. Sad times.
Oh my flipping god! I just bloody realised I know who to ask.
Who?
The girl I went to school with lives here. So I can ask her where to go because she lives here.
Huh. Where does she live?
Watty?
In Watford?
Yeah.
What is her name?
Phoebe.
Phoebe Watford?
No.
Nicolau.
Phoebe Nicolau.
She's Greek.
Yes.
Yeah. You always know. You will be pleased to know that if you are staring at my face the morning after the night before, I did not manage to vlog a single thing whilst we were out at all. We had such a good night, it was unbelievable. It was so funny, we were like, oh, I don't actually know where we're gonna go, and we were like asking people for recommendations, and then someone suggested that we go to St Albans instead of going to Watford, and we were like, do you know what, we've done Watford, so yeah, let's go to St Albans instead. Fully aware that we had no idea where we were going to go in St Albans either. We ended up going to the Ivy and had a great time there. We had some chips and some spritzers there. The Ivy was absolutely incredible. We had such a good evening there, and then it was really funny. The weirdest thing has just happened. We ended up asking, well, Carrie asked some ladies for directions to Sucker Punch, and she was like, do you know where it is? And they were like, oh yeah, it's just down there. Anyway, when we were leaving the Ivy, we walked past them again and ended up striking up a conversation with them, and they were all like slightly older ladies, just a little bit older than us, and they were on a girls' night out basically, and they were having like what seemed to be a very, very good time, and we ended up talking to them. And we were just saying how lovely it was that some of them had been friends since they were 2, and they were just really, really funny. We were talking to them for a good while. Then we went to the Slug and Lettuce, which I don't think I've been to. And we had a really good time in there. And then we've been getting ready to go to the spa today, and Carrie's gone onto Facebook, and her auntie has been tagged at the Ivy last night in St Albans. And she was like, oh, my auntie was there, and she's like clicked on it, and that looks like the ladies that we were speaking to. So that group of ladies, her auntie was nowhere to be seen, but just so happened to be her auntie's group of friends. I just can't believe that. That's so weird. So we were speaking to them for ages, no idea that they were Carrie's auntie's friends. Very strange world, isn't it? But anyway, that's just our very weird story. But we had a very good night. I didn't get to bed until 2, and we got back to the room, and there was no room service. And oh my gosh, I woke up this morning and I was like, I needed to eat something when I got home. But this is the remnants of just my breakfast. Carrie went down to have a full English at, where was it? Is it in the glass house here?
Yeah, I think so. I was the first one in there though.
So I then ordered my breakfast, and I ordered the pancakes and a full English and the croissants. But yes, this is the remnants of just my breakfast. It looks like it was for 2 people. It's not, it's just for me. And it has sorted me right out. I am very, very happy with the fact that I had this breakfast. Oh, you can see me in the mirror over there. Hello. We have got really lovely weather today. Really lovely weather. And it's so sweet. There's actually, you'll see over there, there's like a group of ladies that have just been doing yoga on the lawn, and it looks very, very lovely. Because basically I think that you can, like, you can be members of the gym and spa here. So I'm guessing that this is like a class that they do. But that's lovely. I'd love to go, well, I'd love to be a member of a place where you can go and do that. But there's nowhere around where I live that's quite like this. I'm also loving these terracotta pots. I think this must be from the wedding that was here yesterday. But I don't know if I've already mentioned this to you, but we're staying in a different area of the hotel. I usually, when I book to come and stay here, I stay in the mansion like side, and I would say that I definitely prefer the mansion to this side. This side, it feels more like a hotel, whereas the mansion side feels a little bit more like a very nice house, which is how I like things to feel when I go away. I'm not someone that loves like corporate feeling hotels. I like hotels that feel a little bit more homely, and so I would say if you like hotel feel, then you can stay on this side of the hotel. But if you like that more cozy, homely vibe, then the mansion side is by far my favourite, and that's like where I've fallen in love with the hotel in that respect. But we are heading to the spa today, and the spa at the Grove is one of the most incredible spas. We are basically just going to go and sit by the pool and hopefully fall asleep and read books and drink smoothies that are very good for us to put some goodness back into our bodies. This is why we love these girly days, because it's like we have a really horrendous night in terms of like...
And then we drink something green.
Yeah, and it makes us feel better.
And it makes us feel like normal human beings.
So true. Yeah, so we're gonna basically drink a green juice and all of our sins will be...
Alleviated.
Yeah, alleviated from that. And we've got a massage at 3 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to the massage because I think it'll help with the alco bloat.
Yes, oh my gosh, yeah, I've got such alco bloat. I'm really happy that I packed my Arabella London high-waisted bikini bottoms because I'm like, oh. But yeah, so we're gonna head to the spa now. We packed up all of our stuff and just have a nice chill day. I wasn't gonna pick up my camera and vlog today, and I was like, no, I need to get back into the swing of vlogging everything because I've got into this really bad habit of like not doing that. So yeah. Is there anything else that I needed to tell them?
Only the fact I'm so proud of us because that's the first time we've been out in forever, and we lasted till 2.
I know. Oh my gosh! Like we lasted, and a very lovely person made sure that we got a taxi home, didn't he? We ended up bumping into someone that I think is a friend of one of my ex-boyfriends, and he was so nice. And he got us a lovely, because we were sort of like, oh sugar, because where I live there's no things like Uber, so I don't really use those things. And we walked out at like 1 o'clock and we're forgetting that places like close. And I was like, oh sugar, we don't have any way to get home.
You didn't have like the local taxi number?
No.
He was like, it's fine, I've already booked an Uber because you're staying at the Grove or whatever.
He was very nice.
Kind.
What was his name? Joe?
Joe.
Joe was lovely. Really nice guy.
Thank you, Joe.
But yeah, no, so we got home. I keep calling it home. It's not home, but we got back, and we got back safely, and it was really good. So I honestly think if you have like a best friend that you love doing stuff like this with, this is such a nice way to spend like a girly weekend, because you can have dinner, have drinks, have a little dance if you want to, although I didn't dance at all. And then the next day you just chill and like indulge yourself and you do it together and you just read your books, and it's just a really nice way to spend a weekend.
It is.
That's why we do it annually. That's why we do that. Anyway, I'm going to head down there now and see you when we're there. So I have of course double checked that there is nobody in here, but we've come to the treatment area, like the treatment changing room. I didn't even know this existed, and it's so nice. And there's a heat experience and relaxation room. This is lovely, isn't it? Very nice. Obviously I checked before getting my camera out to film, guys. This is not my first rodeo. But we've got all of the spa products here, all around the spa. And we've also got, oh wow, look. They've got GHD tongs and Dyson hairdryers. Wowzers. Very snazzy. Just finished up my massage. I had the inner calm massage, and this is the first time I have ever had a massage where I'm not going in there saying, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. I was like, ooh, let's go for the energizing massage, because I feel like I just need more energy, rather than me being like, you need to help me chill out. But they used a sort of like, it was almost like a lemony oil. I'll have to find it and tell you which one it was. I think it's their detox one. And oh, it was very nice. The weather today has just been so wonderful. We've ended up with it being really warm, so we did some sunbathing. I also got a little bit of colour because it's like quite sunny outside. I've got the pink hair and scalp mud on my hair now, so I've tied it back so that it's off my face, and I'm just going to leave the oils all over me and in my hair to marinate for the rest of the day. We're now going to head to the potting shed, which I didn't even know that there was a place called the potting shed here. So we're going to go and check it out, hopefully get some food, have a little mooch around, look around, and then probably head back to the house, hopefully in time for me to walk Porter. Fingers crossed. course, true to form, I have come to inspect the kitchen garden. I didn't even know they had a kitchen garden here. Which way is it? Oh, okay, go this way. We're coming to inspect the kitchen garden, which I have to do at every single hotel that I ever come to if they have one. And I did not know that the Grove had a kitchen garden, so we're going to go and have a look. And apparently they have the potting shed as well, which obviously is the restaurant I told you about earlier. But wow, how did I not know this was here? Huh. There's a little... That's not real, surely. I think it's real? Little giraffe poking its head up. We're just heading back to the walled garden because we didn't manage to get in because our keys had been checked out. So take two. I really hope this works, otherwise I'm not walking back there. Well, this is absolutely wonderful. They've actually got like corn in their decorative flower beds. How interesting. But this just looks wonderful, doesn't it?
What is that?
That's a pumpkin. Or no, maybe that's a different type of squash. Or maybe that's a different type of cucumber. Yeah. Oh wow, look at those pumpkins in there. See, look, these are green as well because I've got quite big pumpkins already, but they're green. Oh yeah, see, look, they've done it here. So it's growing up these sticks. Oh wow, they're amazing.
Yeah, Mum's got loads of those, they look incredible.
I'll never not be just completely and utterly just
In awe?
yeah, in awe of these kinds of places. This, like I said, when I went to Time and I saw their kitchen garden, that was when it all started, wasn't it? Oh wow, look, you can sit in the flower bed. This is magical. Oh my goodness, I wish we'd come here yesterday.
Kale looks incredible.
Yeah.
I love kale.
That's what you need, isn't it? These kind of like
It is
hinged
fantastic.
boxes so that it's not quite so ugly.
All this mint. Smell it, it's wonderful.
Look at this greenhouse. It's like a little world of chilies and peppers. This is what I want to do next year, is add some string to my greenhouse so that everything grows up much better, because my courgettes, not my courgettes, my cucumbers really needed it in order to be able to cling on. But this looks lovely. So, so nice. I honestly think that this is the most incredible kitchen garden I've ever seen, and I don't know how I've never seen this before. So I am absolutely in awe of this greenhouse. This is the biggest greenhouse I have ever seen. It goes all the way down to the end there. Can you imagine getting married in this greenhouse? Oh, and in this beautiful garden. If I could do it all again, I'd do it here. Look at my little red nose. I've got a little red schnaz. We have come to the little area outside of the mansion to have some food. We were going to go to the potting shed, but it wasn't open yet. So we've come here, and actually I am incredibly inspired by their cocktail menu. We've just ordered the house lemonade, which sounded absolutely lovely. Obviously no alcohol because we're driving home, but look at all of these wonderful cocktails. The rose garden sounds really lovely, and the Hugo Spritz, elderflower, mint, lime, prosecco and soda. Oh, you said you love rhubarb. Rhubarb, pine, almond and champagne. Interesting. I bet it works. Good morning, everyone. It is definitely not the morning. I don't know why I always feel like I have to say good morning when I start my videos, but I'm back home now. We are back from the Grove, and my obsession with kitchen gardens continues, but I'm making full use of my own kitchen garden today because we are going to be making some chutney with the glut of courgettes that I've got this year. Basically, I want to make some chutneys that I can let mature and give as Christmas gifts. Oh yes, the bougie Christmas gifts are incoming for my family. No, but I think that they'll like them because they come from the heart. Just to have like some little chutneys that we can get out. We always have grazing boards when we have people coming over. So I am going to make full use of these guys, FYI. The bananas are not from my garden, okay? They are from Asda or somewhere like that. But these guys need to be utilised, and that is what I'm going to do today. Roughly chop all of the vegetables. Ow, the pain. And then you go to rub your eyes and you can't because you have onion hands, so you don't rub your eyes either. So instead, you just cry.
Have you got mascara on?
Of course I do.
Not for long!
It's like fumigating. Right, everything is in the pan and I'm now going to bring it to the boil and then leave it to simmer for 3 hours. And what glorious weather we have today. Mr. Millen has popped out the cushions for me. The grass definitely needs a lawn. A lawn? It needs a mow. What is wrong with me today? I cannot get my words out. This is the second time I'm filming this because when I filmed it before, I told you that we were back in England. What? We never left. We are back home and today I have the house to myself in this glorious weather. And if you are wondering why I am dressed in this beautiful dress, I have been filming today, but I am going to get out of this dress because it is so beautiful and I'm saving it for a wedding that I'm going to. If the weather turns, I have 2 options, but this is just one of them. I don't know what is up with this camera. I've got a new G7X Mark II, but it feels like a Mark III. And if anyone remembers, I did not like the Mark III at all. But like I said, house to myself today, and I've had some wonderful deliveries this morning. This bouquet that I actually desperately need to get into water is from Dior, and it came with the new edition of the Miss Dior fragrance, and it smells absolutely incredible. It even has the most beautiful couture bow on it, and it came with this book, Miss Dior, A Story of Courage and Couture. Ooh, so is this like an actual, oh wow. I have to read this. I can't wait. Porcini Mushroom is doing his usual stuff, but I'm gonna go upstairs now and I'm going to get out of this dress and get into something lovely and warm because I was just really inspired when I was at the kitchen garden at the Grove that I wanted to get outside and just give you a little bit of an update and show you around and actually give you like a proper tour of my garden at this stage because I think you're going to be very, very interested, and it's just one of those little things that I find very, very therapeutic in my life. I have also just unboxed Monty Don's new book. This is Almanac, and it's a month-by-month guide to your garden year. So this is going to be very, very useful for next season. I'm going to pop this on my shelf. Thank you very much, Mr. Monty Don. I was hoping it was going to be signed, but hopefully when I attend one of his meetups, which I don't know if Monty Don does meetups, but I would very much like to go to one, I will get him to sign it like a fangirl because I'm very happy with that. Another thing I am about to unbox, I know what this is because I ordered it, Marshall, is from Look Fantastic. I ran out of my hairburst yesterday and I ordered the 3-month supply. So I feel like I need to tell you about this because it has made the biggest difference to my life. Quite honestly, I've spoken about this on my Instagram as well. I used to throw these in my giveaway beauty box. I never used them. I didn't like the thought of them. I think I'd seen like some adverts where they'd said like, oh, it made my hair grow or something like that. And it just never ever sat well with me. Especially as a hairy girl, I was like, I don't need hair supplements that's gonna make my hair grow. However, the girls in my office kept telling me to try this stuff, and I need to stop banging on about this now, but it's true. They were like, you need to try it, Lydia. So I started taking it, and I started like making a point of like taking my vitamins. I listened to a podcast the other day, and it was one of Stephen Bartlett's one. I know, I'm such a fangirl. He was doing it with a guy, and basically the guy was like, he designed a supplement because he wanted it just to be one supplement because people have a whole drawer of supplements that they just never take, and it's just like the drawer of things that I failed at, if that makes sense. And I was like, oh, I'm not one of those people. I want to take my vitamins and I want to be good at taking my vitamins. So I started taking my vitamins and I added this into the mix. And the thing that I noticed, and it could be a concoction of all of the vitamins that I'm taking at this precise moment, the first thing that I noticed was my skin. And it wasn't like that I noticed my skin got good. My skin just was good. But then I went away to Narberth and I didn't take my vitamins, and we were there for like 4 nights, and my skin got very, very bad very, very quickly. And I was like, oh, it can't be the vitamins, it can't be. And I went home and I started taking my vitamins, and I said I would update you. It was the vitamins, okay? It was quite long and short, it was the vitamins. So I was like, right, okay, never ever stopping taking my vitamins, hence why I then went and ordered 3 boxes, and I need to find you my receipt. They don't put a receipt in the box. I'll pop my receipt on screen because I bought them myself. I put my money where my mouth is and bought the biggest supply that they had. And then when we were at the Grove, Carrie said to me, we were talking about it, and I was like, because Carrie and I were like going back and forth, because Hairburst have wanted to work with me for a while. This video is not in partnership with Hairburst whatsoever, but they have wanted to work with me for a while, and they had like messaged me a few times, and I was just like, no, whatever. And I'd like spoken to other people in the industry as well, and people were like, oh, I'm just not sure about it. And then Carrie was like, but have you noticed the biggest thing about the tablets? And I was like, what's the biggest thing about the tablets? She was like, your hair like doesn't fall out as much. And I was like, oh my goodness. Because you know when something just stops, you don't really like notice it that much. But usually the biggest thing that Ali and I have like issues with is the amount of hair that I lose in the shower. And I still lose hair, but not to the effect that I used to. And I was like, oh my gosh. I hadn't even like realized that the volume of stuff, like of hair like loss had completely just kind of dissipated. I mean, I could still like, I will lose hairs, but it's just not to the extent that I was. So that was when I went and purchased another 3 bottles of the stuff, because I was like, A, it's good for my marriage. B, I feel so much better about it. As a hairy girl having laser, I'm in a really good place with my hair now at the moment, so my laser is doing all that it should be doing. So I don't feel bad about that in that respect. It's just basically about healthy hair. I would never say that this makes my hair grow, because my hair grows enough as it is. I don't need to help it with that. But for me, it's really helped my skin. It's actually the only vitamin with biotin so far that I've been able to take, because all the others have actually broke me out rather than like got rid of my spots. So yeah, I am a huge fan. I don't love the branding, but there comes a point with a product where I'm not buying into the branding, I'm not buying into anything else that it does online, I'm buying into the fact that it's actually good. And it was really important for me to say this to you guys, because sometimes I think it's so important that you get lost in other stuff when you're promoting things. And the one thing that I just want to do is to make sure that I'm just telling you about good things, regardless of the branding, regardless of whatever. I just want to tell you about the good things. And this has been such a huge impact for me. So anyway, not sponsored. This is not sponsored. Okay, it's not. But I bought them as well. So anyway. Ooh! And I haven't taken my tablets today, so I'm going to take those now. It just reminds me. How could I forget? It's my favourite part of the day. I know it might seem a little bit extra to put Dior flowers in your downstairs toilet, but this room just makes me so happy because it can just take the bright colours. Like everywhere else in my home is very, very like muted, but this room, the way these colours look against the green and the deep red, I feel like pink and purple just contrast it perfectly. And it also provides a nice little bit of shade from the window, but I love it. This little boy is enjoying some new little moments in other rooms in the house. We've kept Porter, well, initially we kept Porter in the kitchen, and then we expanded his space to the kitchen hallways, anywhere that we had basically stone floors. He's obviously not allowed to go upstairs or downstairs because Dachshunds do not do very well on the stairs, do they, monsieur? But we are now test driving him on the carpeted areas. This was Ali's idea, shockingly enough. Ali has started allowing him supervised in his office, and so whilst Ali's away, I am obviously allowing him unsupervised in the bedroom. Yes, very exciting. Porter has been a little tinkler, and he still is a little tinkler, but really he only tinkles now when we don't let him out, which is our fault, and when he's marking his territory, which has got a lot less. Sorry, I've just spritzed my face with a face mist because I needed it. It's very, very warm today. And so far, he's done very, very well. There are no little tinkles in the bedroom. I don't know if we'd be able to tell. But he's just enjoying rubbing himself on the carpet, which is lovely. What are you doing? His other favourite game, other than tinkling, is running off with the toilet paper. And that was what you were just doing, wasn't it? Yes. You wanted to run off with the toilet paper, and Mummy caught you. Porty. Good boy. Good boy. You know when you're doing something wrong. You do. This is my snack for the afternoon, and I like to think that this is quite a healthy, balanced diet. I've got carbs, I've got protein, I've got homemade, homegrown, spicy tomato and courgette chutney. Yes, it came out so well. It is so delicious. This one is for us to consume as soon as possible, and then these ones I have sealed up for friends and family. It is absolutely delicious, and I cannot wait to make some more with these bad boys, because we still have a lot of courgettes to be cooked. You might be looking at me now thinking, Lydia, you look exceptionally tired, but your brows are on point. My stepmom just came round and did my brows for me. She is literally like a lifesaver when it comes to my brows, and they are fresh as anything, ready for the wedding party that we have later on this week. Not our wedding party, somebody else's. But the first thing she said to me, she's like, okay Lydia, I need to know what you're doing with your hair, because she's even noticed that I have more hair like growing like baby hairs, and even I noticed it, especially in my vlog to Wales. I noticed that I've got these like new baby sprouts. Makes me very happy. So I sent her on her merry way with some Olaplex and a tub of the hair burst tablets. I was like, let me just see if they work for her, because she's always been quite self-conscious about her hair. So I thought I would give her a tub. Anyway, we are heading out for a walk now. We are in our Lara Croft outfit that we posted on Instagram the other day. And you already know that it's walkie time because you're following me everywhere, aren't you? You excited? You love it when your grandma comes to visit, don't you? You get very excited and you have a happy wee. Yes. If there's one thing that we don't tell our kids enough, it's that we're proud of them. And Porter, I am so proud of you, waiting by the front door, knowing that you're going on a walk when you used to be so scared. I can't tell you how proud I am of you. He loves his walks now. Honestly, I'm so proud of you. And we wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for Alison from the I Love Daxon website. She coached us through, didn't she, Porty Poo? She coached us through. And your mummy will always tell you how proud of you she is. Even if you try to go on somewhere like The X Factor or Britain's Got Talent. And even if you don't have any talent, I'll always be proud of you. Such a good boy on your walks, aren't you? Until you realise that Psycho Sausage is just on the horizon. Oh yes, good as gold right now. The thrasher music is bubbling in the background. Come on, boy. Like, how can a sky like that not just blow your mind? Hashtag no Photoshop, hashtag no filter. I hate when people do that, but look at it. Look at those beams of light. Oh, it's beautiful. Good afternoon, everyone. I am sorry that I didn't get to finish vlogging yesterday, and I didn't get to do all of the things I wanted to. Yesterday was a really, really weird day, and I put out some content over on my Instagram with Rhodial, and I've been using this powder, and it's a really interesting product, and I didn't realise that it was such a big thing, but people had thought that I'd photoshopped it, and I cleared it up on Instagram yesterday, but it was just one of those things that I didn't realise that apparently people said that it was on Facebook and whatever, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I find this stuff like really overwhelming sometimes, so I just needed to give myself some time to breathe, and I got out and I took Porter for a walk, and it was lovely. Today I am in the garden. It's a bit of a weird day. The weather is bizarre because it's like really warm. My dressing room is incredibly hot. I've just been up there filming, so I can tell you for free that that is the case, but it's gonna rain. It's 110% gonna rain because it's just like so cloudy, which is a shame because we've had such amazing weather these last few days, but I am out here in the garden because I updated you on my home account, but I wanted to give a little bit of an update on my greenhouse and everything because I was just so inspired by the kitchen garden at the Grove that I wanted to get out here and do it on here and just kind of show you. I need to water in the greenhouse anyway, so 2 birds, 1 stone. Ali played in the Celebrity Pro-Am yesterday. Ali loves golf, FYI. It literally made me cry in bed this morning. It's probably why my eyes are so bloodshot. But basically, from what I can gather, the charity that they were supporting was Alzheimer's, and if you hit your ball onto the green at this particular hole, you had to make a donation. And Ali was like, I'd been playing really badly and like I just wasn't having a good day, and then I hit this ball and it literally went like further than the pros ball, and it was about that far away from the hole. And he was like, I like to think that that was, it's gonna make me cry saying it, I like to think that that was, that was rain. I like to think that that was Nonno helping me get onto the green, and then from that moment onwards I had a really, really good game. So that was an emotional start to the morning. We basically had like a big catch up in bed this morning and it was really lovely, but it is starting to rain, so I'm going to get into the greenhouse and give it a good water. Come on boys, let's shelter from the rain. Oh, I forgot I picked that yesterday. I've got a lot more chutney to make, which I'm really excited about. Oh my goodness, the chutney is insane. I need to come in here and give my courgettes a big old water because we have loads coming through, which is really, really exciting for me. There's 3 on that one, there's a bigger one on that one. It kind of needs an organise, as you can see. It needs good water as well. But the main thing in here is that I've obviously learned so much now that I've got it, because I could have obviously made the decision to like get a like temporary greenhouse, not like a temporary one. I knew I always wanted a greenhouse like this, but I could have got one that was like not as good and learned what I needed, but it's not like I had a greenhouse in place in order to like do that. So I was kind of, either I went full hog with what I thought I wanted, or I wasted a bit of money, got myself a cheap temporary one and then got this one later. I think I did it the right way round. The only way that I'm gonna know how I've done is by actually getting the greenhouse. So the things I would personally say that I wouldn't do again is I wouldn't get the staging tables. So they're really nice, but they're only really nice if you want to make this into like a display area, which is lovely, but it's not hugely functional. I think you could have easily achieved this same sort of vibe, but you could have just done this with like really beautiful antique tables, reclaimed tables and things like that. It is handy for like storage underneath, but really this is supposed to have like all plants on it. So I'm going to use that shelf for my strawberry plants next year. But generally this would have been so much easier if this was like workbenches, because I kind of feel like I do lots of potting here. I don't necessarily pot so much on this table, mainly because there's obviously chairs and things like that. I think I have a sausage that wants to come in because he doesn't like the rain. You getting wet, my boy? Come on in. You coming in, Bolly Moo? Bolly Moo? You coming in? Bolly Moo had surgery yesterday and he is mending well, aren't you, my boy? Anyway, so that's the first thing in here that I would change. And I actually think that that's the only thing that I would change in here. Like, even though my floor it's a high maintenance floor for like outdoor use, the feel and the look with the bricks, I love it. So that's the only thing that I would say is sort of different. For next year, I am going to string up, or I'm going to look for some other functionalities for this, because I want this whole space to be like greenery from like tomato plants and cucumber plants growing up. So I think that's the first thing that I'm going to do in terms of like next year. And I know the things that I want to grow. I want to grow tomatoes, I want to grow peppers, and I want to grow cucumbers in here. I need a whole load more pots. And I think that what I might do is like add a shelf, like a wooden shelf to here, but I don't know for definite yet. I might just leave it like this. But yeah, I think that that would probably help with putting bigger pots and things like that. Failing that, I might build some built-in pots for things to grow up, but that's obviously later down the line. Next year will mainly be all of these pots, and they'll all be growing up and into the canopy, which hopefully will work really, really well. So that's the greenhouse. Do I regret buying a very expensive greenhouse for the first time ever? No, I don't. In fact, I feel like it was such a great motivation. It was such a great place for me to like escape to when I was really low, and it's become like a little safe haven for me, really. And now that we've obviously had like dinners in here, or a dinner, but we will have more, it really was like, it made me realise how amazing this can actually be. So I've learned things, but they're not like the end of the world, if that makes sense. So I'm happy. Well, the good news is I might not need to water the beds outside. The divine above is doing that for me. However, I do need to water in here, but it may also mean that I don't get to talk you through the beds in such detail. Anyway, time to water. We actually have to do a little bit of a harvest of some courgettes, so we can do that together. But I think my crown and glory this year has been my courgettes and my carrots, and also my spinach. My spinach has done really well. We have struggled with nibblers. It's something that I'm going to have to combat next year. Gave up on my iceberg lettuce, sadly, but courgettes have been abundant. We have one here. This little guy is actually too big now, but we have a lot of lovely, sweet, small ones down here growing away, doing their thing. So we're gonna have a little bit of a harvest. This is pretty much all my carrots that are left now. I'm gonna do a little bit of a harvest of those this evening for dinner. Carrots were, I think I'll honestly do like maybe even 2 beds of carrots, because not only do we eat them, but they're great for putting in juices like we saw at the Grove. So I've definitely been inspired to do more carrots. Parsnips, they're like I don't know if I would do parsnips again. I'm saying that having never tried one of my parsnips. Actually, should we dig one up? Let's dig one up, because I don't even know what they're doing at the moment. Like, I planted these at the same time that I did the carrots. They're very slow growing. I've not seen anything from them. So let's find out together, I guess. Yeah, they're not doing great, sadly, but they do smell like parsnips, so I'm just going to leave them. Maybe by the autumn they'll be doing a little bit more, but I've only pulled up probably about 3 of these, but they're not doing great. My carrots, on the other hand, have been blooming wonderful and the most delicious tasting things ever. I remember last year when I took my first batch of carrots out of my veg truck, someone accused me of putting them in the ground and then digging them up. As if like I'd gone and bought them, put them in the ground and then dug them up. Oh dear. Next up we have the most insane bed of them all. It's basically taken over the entire path and it's working on taking over the new stairs that we had put in. But I think pumpkins are one of my favourite things to grow, because it's such a visual experience. Like, look at this guy down here. Look at him, he's huge. Do mind, Mr. Helicopter, I'm trying to vlog. Then throughout here, we have a different species of pumpkins, and these are coming in quite like abundantly. We've got quite a few of them. There's another one of the big ones there. I'm wondering how big they're gonna get. I actually found another one down here doing the most. So we've got 3 big ones at the moment. I actually don't know how to prepare artichokes, so that's something I need to learn. I was like, yay, I'm gonna grow artichokes. No idea what I'm doing, so that was a bit silly. I need to sort of learn a little bit more, but they did really well. More little ujamis coming through, little squashes. This was the saddest bed of them all, because this was supposed to be my corn bed. I was doing pink popping corn that Katie from Katie's Kitchen Garden gave me, but the dogs sat on them all and squashed them, so I've only got these ones, and they're not hugely successful. Like, that's a corn there, but I've seen other corns and they're doing a lot better at this time of year. Also, my Monge 2 were sadly destroyed in the winds, and I never planted my raspberries, so that was that. These are just some herbs. Broccolis, I've learnt a lot since these ones all bolted, but I do have some more coming through anyway from the ones that I harvested. So I've got 2 more, actually I think 3 are coming through. I don't know if they'll make it in time. The carrots in this bed, I don't really know how they're doing because they've just seemed a little bit smaller than the others, so I'm going to leave them for as long as possible. And then cabbage I won't do again because it's just a holy mess, isn't it? And then this bed, I've got lots to do with this one next year because this is all strawberries, and strawberries are going to be moving into the greenhouse. So this could be, if I wanted to, it could be another carrot bed because I love the carrots. But other than that, that's my own little update on my kitchen garden. This is a very big moment for me because I'm going to harvest my first lime from the tree that I thought was a lemon tree, but it's definitely a lime tree. I was like, they'll turn yellow soon. No, definitely limes. So this bad boy is ready to come off. So I'm going to harvest that and pop it in my truck. That smells incredible. Oh my goodness. Just a small harvest today, but just enough to make something yummy. I said just a small harvest and then I pulled out the biggest courgette I have ever grown. Lol. What I might do next year is do a bit of a grow along with me, because this year I just needed to find out what grew where, what didn't grow, how it grew, how much I need to plant. And so next year I think I'm going to have a much better idea of what it is that I'm going to plant. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to spend some quality time with my husband this evening because everything has been so manic, and I haven't even been into London. Like, with all of the events going on, I've not even been into London, and I was like, I feel overwhelmed. Let me know if you feel overwhelmed as well, because even though I love getting back to normal, it is slightly overwhelming. And so I'm just like, I'm going to hide in my greenhouse and no one will know. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.